Hey everybody, it's Moonbase Alpha. Thanks for watching. So I got something kind of special for you today. Check this out. This is my new Ed Brown Alpha carry. I wound up actually getting this at a really good deal off of Osage County Guns, and I have been looking for an Ed Brown for a long time. Well, let me back up beyond that. I'd been looking for a Dan Wesson that was in their duty coat finish for a carry. And I decided to actually get either a Valor Bobtail or a Valkyrie, the commander-sized Valkyrie. And I was wanting to get another bobtailed 1911 for concealed carry. As it turns out, if you've ever looked at what a Valor Bobtail costs in duty coat, they're about $1,750. Well, I saw this gun up on Osage County Guns for about $2,100. Not a whole lot more, a couple $100 more. But at the end of the day, this is an Ed Brown. This is a custom-made, hand-fit pistol. Of course, Valor Bobtail is as well, but this is a gun that is going to be given the absolute highest level of craftsmanship attainable in the 1911 world. And so I said to myself, well, for this pretty much just a few $100 less, I could get the Dan Wesson, but you may as well go big and go home, or go home. So I decided to go ahead and get the Alpha carry. It's a nice looking pistol. Ed Browns are kind of famous for being relatively understated, and this is no different. If you look at the overall compulsion or the composition of the gun, very, very nicely made. A few things that I really like over the Dan Wesson. It has, for example, like some rounded bevels areas around the ejection port. That's really nice there. It has a little notch cut into it. Again, this is just for reliability. The fitment between the slide and the frame is absolutely insane. It is slicker than glass. The trigger, sides of the trigger here are all rounded off. Super, super nice. The frame's been given a really unique treatment here. So this used to be the model that was the older Ed Brown Special Forces, the original one. And they have this kind of chain link. This is what they call chain link 1, which is the finish that's on the front strap and also on the bobtail back here. So the nice thing about this particular gun is it gives you a little bit unique back strap, front strap checkering, which I think is pretty cool. You do get a traditional look to the side of the slide, which I kind of like. A lot of people like the Cobras and the other models there, but I kind of like this. This is nice. It has I think one of the nicest triggers I've ever felt on any pistol ever. It is super, super crisp. The reset, virtually non-existent. It's just gorgeous. The safety, super positive. This is a beautiful gun. And the magazines launch out of this gun. They've beveled the magazine well, a little bit more than the Dan Wesson. They've given it, I think, a little bit slicker finish on the inside of the gun, and so it just ejects. The other thing I like about this is almost all the parts are done in black. Now, if you'll notice on a Dan Wesson Valor Bobtail, one of the things that, they use a lot of Ed Brown parts, but one of the things that they don't do is, for example, they won't coat like the hammer in the finish that the full gun is coated in. So I like this where everything's done in black except for the trigger and the barrel nut and the barrel. And I'll tell you what, guys, it is just idyllic out here today. You can see the leaves falling. It's October. They're starting to turn, and out here in the woods, it's just beautiful. It's nice. Anyway, I want to take some shots with my new Alpha carry here, and let's see how it goes. I have 230 grain Blazer brass in here. Nothing too fancy. I'm going to step it up to some critical duties at the end of this video. Let's see how it runs. Well, it would help if I put a magazine in it. By the way, Ed Brown gives you 2 of these 7-round, that look like checkmate magazines with the gun. Slides in, locks nicely. No issue there. Yeah, very, very nice. This is the Alpha Carry. It's not the highest end gun that Ed Brown makes. You know, of course they make some art guns as well, but I wanted this for concealed carry, so I decided to go with the Commander bobtail size 1911. Action's gorgeous. It's like on ball bearings. And it's got this nice, I think they call this a Gen 4 coating. It's a type of moly resin, if I remember right. The trigger is phenomenal on this gun. I mean, I'm used to a good trigger on a 1911. My Dan Wesson Valor bobtail. This thing is just above and beyond that. It's amazing. I would say this is easily the highest quality 1911 I've ever shot. That's going to include a couple of Nighthawks. I had a T2 for a while. Additionally, a friend of mine has got a GRP, which is a pretty nice gun. But I'd say the Ed Brown's a step above that. Just barely, but a step above. And the texturing on the front of the front strap here and also the back strap is quite comfortable. It's not digging into my hands or being overly aggressive. It's very, very nice. And the gun, I don't know if this is subjective or if it's just me or whatever, it doesn't feel like it's got a lot of recoil. It seems like it's actually a pretty smooth shooting gun. So let's put some defensive rounds through it. These will be 220 grain critical duties. For the 1911, the critical duty is a really good round. If you want to carry a 1911, one of the things to consider is feeding and reliability. And the nice thing about the critical duty from Hornady, and this is just across the board on all the loadings, you know, 45, 9mm, I don't know if they make a 40 cal, I would assume that they do, is that they have a very tapered cone on the bullet. And especially in a 1911 where feeding is always kind of an issue, that tapered cone really helps to feed into the chamber. Now, one thing you'll notice is that these are not going to be the top performers in terms of expansion and penetration, but they will perform very well, at least in comparison to several other rounds out there like Federal HSTs, Golden Sabers, Gold Dots, etc. They're at least competitive, but at the same time they offer you an advantage in terms of feeding and reliability, and that's a big deal to me, especially for a carry gun. Now, I don't always carry the critical duty. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. My standard carry load is going to be the Hornady HST, but this is a good load to test out just to see if the gun's going to work. It's always good to test your guns with the actual loads that you are going to carry potentially. That's a very good thing to do. I'd definitely say that that is a heavy recoiling round, but with the steel frame on this gun, it handles it a lot better than my Dan Wesson ECO, and you know, it's every bit as nice and pleasant to shoot as my Dan Wesson V-Bob, so I'm quite happy with that. The thing runs like a top though. I mean, really, it's kind of an unstoppable beast. I'll put some more rounds through it and see how it goes. So there you go, there's a quick first look at the Ed Brown Alpha Carry. Gorgeous pistol. I'll definitely keep you guys updated as to how this thing goes. It is going to become a new carry pistol for me. I'm very impressed with the overall quality, fit and finish, form factor, really nice. I will be replacing the grips right off the bat. and changing those over to something a little bit thinner. But beyond that, I don't really know if there's a lot that I want to do to this other than maybe sending it off to have the barrel target crowned and tile and coated. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. At the end of the day though, I'm really happy with this gun. Even as is, very happy with it. It's a nice 1911. Works like a charm, and man, I'll tell you what, it just is the nicest 1911 I've ever used. Maybe I might change out the sights. I don't know. We'll find out. Because I'm not a huge fan of Novaks, but we'll see. Definitely keep you guys updated though. Ed Brown. Check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.